Good evening, boys and girls. It's been a while since I posted a video, and I've just been super busy. But I got some updates. Kind of want to talk about a few things. First, the NSX is gone. I think a lot of you know that, and I think it went right before COVID started, and that was probably the right thing to do. So in this video, I'm going to give you a quick review of these EAG doors that I got, but I also want to give you some updates on what's new and what's coming. So EAG doors, they're pretty badass. Really, really great value. Huge problem with them is the mirrors are pretty much garbage. They're just this like super thin plastic, but once you learn how to install them correctly, which I had to reinstall them a few times, it doesn't tell you where to put this wedge. It only comes with one wedge. And what you want to do is you want to put it on the driver's side. Okay, if you put it on the passenger side, it doesn't work out. You put it on the driver's side, works out okay. You can see through the mirror. If you push the mirror to its furthest out position, you'll be able to see somewhat next to your vehicle and behind you. Not very well. If they fix these mirrors, this would be a superb value. The other issue that I've had with it is I don't put the bolts in, okay, because it requires the bolts that came with the original Jeep doors to be put back in, and I really don't see the point of putting them on because they work fine without. But what does happen, and I can't attribute that to the bolts or not because I don't know, I haven't tried it any other way, is from time to time the locking mechanism, which is inside this little box, will develop a little play, so you'll get a little bit of a rattle. Right now, look at that. I'm shaking back and forth. I mean, I have to shake really hard. Like the whole truck is shaking, and they're on there. They don't rattle. They're super nice. You do have to close them kind of hard because there's two stages to the close. There's just latch on, and then there's close all the way. Here, I'll demonstrate. This just latch on. You see, it's a lot of play, but if you close it all the way, no play. So yeah, I like these doors a lot. And you know, I went through, this is my fourth go around creating this video over the past few months. I've had a lot of time with them. I've been riding with them all summer. Past 2.5 months or whatever. I don't know what summer really is in Southern California anymore. But I've been driving it 2-3 times, maybe 4 or 5 times a week actually. And even with the kids in the back, the wife in the front, we go to the beach, whatever we do. They love it, I love it, and it's been great. I'll make a different video about just the Gladiator or Jeeps in general with these kinds of doors and what you should expect, because I feel like I got into it with a different mindset than I have now, okay? But overall, I've got a quick little driving segment with these that I did, and all right, on the road with the EAG doors, and on the road, it's a great experience. Once you've got them dialed in, you know, they stay pretty rattle-free, they shut nice and tight. It takes some time to get them dialed in, and you have to have the expectation that they don't stay dialed in, okay? So if you're putting a lot of miles in your car, you're going over rough roads, over time, they will come out of that, you know, that nice fit. You may have to retighten and readjust the locking mechanism. But I'm riding on them right now. You can't hear any rattle because I can't hear any rattle, and I will kind of give you a quick view of what this all looks like. Let's see. Not super safe what I'm doing here, but it's a pretty, it's not a very busy road. Yeah. So, I gotta say, on road, pretty great experience. Overall, you know, if it wasn't for the mirrors, this thing would be just the superb value. And we're back. So yeah, anyway, I do like these doors. I am going to keep them. And I actually put all of my OEM doors in a big cardboard box, and they're sitting in the backyard. I've got a plan for those. But the other big news for me is my garage. I'm very fortunate with this garage. It's a 5-car setup. So the wife's car's here, my truck. Like I said, the NSX is gone, and for now, the bike's sitting in its space. And we got plenty more room for 2 more cars. And I take up, I do some woodworking, and I've taken up this section with my stuff, and it's going to stay that way. So I think at the very most, there's going to be 2 more cars in this garage eventually. But I only have plans on 1 more. I don't really want to say what it is yet, because I've been going back and forth between 2 cars, and I can't really make up my mind. I guess I could tell you guys, I've been going back and forth between a 600 LT and a Huracan, and I really can't make up my mind. And I don't think I'm going to make up my mind anytime soon. So don't expect a video on that anytime soon, because with everything that's going on in the world, I kind of feel like it would be pretty irresponsible for me to blow that kind of money on a car right now. So I'm not a YouTuber with infinite millions. Anyway, so what I did with the garage, this time I decided not to epoxy. This garage floor had a little bit of character, is what I like to call it. So we went in with the polish. So they polished this stuff down to 1800 grit, which I think that's what they said, 1800 grit. And they sealed it, and they actually heat seal it in. It was a really cool process. It took several days. And then I did somewhat of a shoddy paint job, which it looks okay now. Did some patchwork and stuff and set up the garage and organized it. So I'm super happy with the space now. Put my little TV in the corner. You're gonna ask what that is. That's my air filter. Got my tools all set up. It's a very nice, good functional space, and I really like it. And it has finally allowed me to set the rule for nothing gets stored on the floor, except for, what gets stored on the floor. But I got a couple more plans for the coming months for the garage. Nothing drastic. Just changing out this utility sink, and we're going to eventually get new garage doors and whatnot. And going to fix some of these cabinets that are kind of pretty old and broken. Some of them are, but yeah. Put this new bike rack together today that I really like. Pretty nice and tidy. But yeah, so again, this video was kind of twofold, giving you an update on the garage and what's gone and what may be coming. Not anytime soon. For now, I'm actually loving the Jeep, and I drive it every day, every chance I get anyway. I find myself finding excuses to go for a quick ride and come back. We've had amazing weather here in Southern California, and it's just been a pleasure to drive. And like I said, there's some surprises about not having doors on, and I'll actually do a quick video about that. Maybe I'll do it tonight and post it some other time. But yeah, if you're in the market for some tube doors, I guess is what you'd call these, and you don't want to blow, let's say, more than $700 or $800, these are a great deal. I think these are like $3 something, or maybe even $299. I don't quite remember how much I paid for them. I'm sorry. I will leave a link in the description for these doors. They're not great. They're good, and they're a great value. Okay. So if you're a value shopper, you will love these. Assembly, okay, so here's the thing. Assembly was a bit of a pain in the ass because every little thing came kind of separate. Like the body of the door was one piece, right? But like the hinges and stuff, I feel like they could have just assembled those from the factory, but you have to do that yourself. And the instructions were kind of janky, honestly. Like, really didn't dig the instructions. I had to look up a couple videos just to get past a certain thing. Like, for example, other people haven't had this problem, but depending on the orientation of this bolt, if you install this bracket as instructed by the directions, it'll actually hit this bolt just because the way this bolt is tightened. If it was just a little bit over, I wouldn't have that problem. So that kind of thing. But again, I thought of this workaround where I just installed it backwards and it works just fine. One of my gripes with it actually is that the strap is a little short, so that's as far wide as you can open your door. And that's actually a little bit, that's exactly the same, by the way, if I installed the bracket the way the directions said. That hasn't made much of a difference, maybe a tiny bit. But yeah, the rear doors, though, do not have that problem. They open pretty wide. So that's nice. What else? Like I said, the mirrors are garbage, but what do you do? It's the only set I could find that even came with mirrors, so I guess it's something. And honestly, after a while, that doesn't really bother you that much. So if you have any questions about the EAG doors, put them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'll come out here and measure for you or whatever it is that you want me to do. But yeah, good value. Go buy one. But give yourself a good 3 hours, maybe a little more, to get them installed, because once you get them installed, that's when you're going to have to go around and kind of adjust the internal mechanism on these. And there's actually, it tells you how to do that, so that's not a big deal. And it's not that difficult, but, and there's a video, I believe, somebody put up that covers that. So give yourself 3 to 4 hours. Don't make this a rush job. You're going to hate yourself. Cool. All right, guys. Well, click that subscribe button if you want to see more Jeep videos. It's beautifully dirty, and that's exactly how I love to keep her. I had some adventures the past couple of weeks that I wish I had taken some video of, but I did not. So, cool. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.